Hi, this is Steve again. Last weekend I talked about my DVD, some of my DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks, and I had the first three sections here that I didn't even really talk about, and I thought maybe I should do that if anybody really cares. You can see my Ghostbusters T-shirt there. Let me talk about some of these. So the first one is Cloverfield. Really love this movie. It's kind of like a King Kong. I'm sorry, like a Godzilla movie. Taking place in New York, kind of like King Kong took place in New York, but disaster movie. Really love that. Next one is Garden State. It's got Zach Braff, Natalie Portman. Really love this. I really like the soundtrack to it as well. Next one is a movie called American Splendor. Paul Giamatti and Hope Davis. Really love it. It's kind of an indie film, but Paul Giamatti's really great in that. Next one is Trekkies. Anyone that's a fan of Star Trek would like this, especially the original cast. It's a documentary, but and Trekkies 2. That's kind of I think more based on more. It's first generation and next generation Star Trek movies, but really good. The next two are from Jason Reitman, whom really loved his first two movies. I think Keep for Smoking and Juno. And then he kind of did some movies I didn't like as much, Up in the Air and Young Adult. But he is going to direct the new. He directed the new Ghostbusters movie that comes out in July. So let's hope he kind of gets back on track with that. Next one is Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. Really like that one. It's a Tim Burton movie. Next one is Club Dread. Anyone that remembers like Super Troopers and Beer Fest? It's a Broken Lizard like comedy troupe, American comedy troupe. This is like it's like a horror movie with humor in it, and it's also got Bill Paxton's in it. Next one is Crumb, about American illustrator Robert Crumb. That's directed by Terry Zwigoff. That also did Bad Santa, and he also directed this movie, Ghost World, which is a really young Scarlett Johansson's in this, and Zora Birch. Really like that one, and also Steve Buscemi's in it. Um, really good movie. But let's see, the next movie is. Let's talk about The King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters. It's a documentary about video games, about arcade games. Really love that one. The next one is Signs, M Night Shyamalan, Mel Gibson movie. Really love this movie. And next one is Munich. The last one in this column. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. It was released in 2005. Really kind of under the radar kind of movie for me. I remember when I saw it around Christmas time. I'd not heard anything about it, and then all of a sudden I saw it, and it's about the '72 Munich Olympics. Tragically ended with terrorist attacks, but it also had this movie also had Daniel Craig. It's like 3 or 4 years before he did Casino Royale, the first James Bond movie. And of course, the next one is The 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's got some young stars in here: Seth Rogen, Elizabeth Banks. It also had Jonah Hill. If you remember, the kid that tried to buy those boots at the eBay store, that was Jonah Hill. It's like he wanted to buy the boots, and she said, you have to go online to buy them. And he said, well, I just want to buy them right now, And she wouldn't allow him. But and of course, Superbad next. Love that. It's a comedy that you don't really see a lot of those anymore like that, but kind of raunchy. Creepshow 2. Stephen King. written story. I love the first Creep Show. The Creep Show 2 is not bad. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Love that one. Let's see. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet. Really like that one. Mark Ruffalo's in it. The future Hulk star. Meatballs. Bill Murray movie. He did this. This was recorded in Canada. Ivan Reitman, did Ghostbusters. It's kind of at that time. It was like a lot of American actors didn't really go to Canada, didn't go like outside the U.S. to make movies, and Bill Murray was kind of baffled that he would be asked to do a movie in Canada, but now it's pretty common. Oh, here's a movie called The Warriors. I have this on DVD. I had this on Blu-ray as well in the director's cut. This is the original theatrical cut, which I really love. Really love this movie. And Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks, he did Spaceballs later. If you remember Spaceballs, the scene in the cafe, it's kind of an alien, so kind of homage. Really funny, but in the History of the World, really love this one. I have this on Blu-ray as well, but From Dusk Till Dawn, it's a vampire movie. Really good. It's Robert Rodriguez. Also has Quentin Tarantino, George Clooney. Really good. This is Crime Wave. This is Sam Raimi and written by the Coen brothers. It's a really dark comedy that Bruce Campbell was supposed to be as a star, but this is after he did the first Evil Dead. He wasn't really a star yet, so he got it really just like a cameo in this, but he originally was supposed to be the star of it. But that's really good, really dark. The next is Dead Alive. We all know Peter Jackson, did King Kong and the Lord of the Rings movies and Hobbit. This is a horror movie that he did. Before that, I think it's got another title overseas. It's like Brain Dead or something. In America, we call it Dead Alive. It's really good. And then he also did a movie called The Frighteners. Michael J. Fox is in this. Originally, they tried to make this movie PG-13, but then when the movie was given an R rating, they all of a sudden made it really dark. They couldn't get the PG-13 they were looking for. Of course, Bubba Hotep. I love this with Bruce Campbell. Yeah, it's a great movie, but kind of an Elvis Presley impersonator kind of story. But next one is Mayor of the Sunset Strip, about Rodney Bingenheimer. He was a radio DJ for K-Rock in Los Angeles for several decades, and really very influential. He played like the Ramones first and Blondie and a lot of bands that were unknown at the time, and he kind of made them famous. And he has a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame now. This is a great documentary on him. So next, this is a Silence of the Lamb, the original movie with Hannibal Lecter, which anyone that's ever seen this, Hannibal Lecter is really not scary at all in this movie, but obviously in the Silence of the Lambs, he became an icon. This is Brian Cox played him, but it's kind of a really 80s kind of looking. It's Michael Mann that did the Miami Vice in the 80s. He directed this, and he really just overlooked Hannibal Lecter quite a bit. It's kind of sad, but Brian Cox plays Hannibal Lecter. This is Hannibal, which is a sequel to Silence of the Lambs. Really great. And then, of course, Red Dragon, which is actually Manhunter, like a remake, but it's more true to the Red Dragon book than Manhunter was. But finally, Hannibal Rising, it's kind of a prequel of Hannibal when he was a child, and kind of explains how he became you know, became what he the killer that he did become. But and next is The Fog. Love The Fog. John Carpenter movie. Love this one. Halloween 2. Really like the sequel. I think this was released like in 1981, so it was like 3 years after the original. Love that one. Weird Al Yankovic music videos from like the 80s and 90s. Love that. Here's Anvil, the story of Anvil. That's like a music documentary I really love. It's a Canadian band. Kind of wrapping it up here. The Ramones, a couple of kind of like documentaries about the Ramones, famous New York punk band. Then this last three here, Mr. Show. If anybody that knows Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, this has Bob Odenkirk before before he was like really famous. It was an HBO series. David Cross, Bob Odenkirk. I think it went like 4 seasons. I used to love this when I was younger. Like my parents had HBO, so I could kind of watch this. And like I said, I think they made 4 seasons of it. Made 4 seasons, but I think 2 of the seasons are combined on one. But well, that's it though. Thank you. If you would, please like and subscribe. Maybe I can keep making great videos like this in the future. Maybe I'll get better at it as time goes on. But so thanks everybody. Bye.